So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning. Hey, I've got a couple things I'm going to do today, and one of them is I'm going to show you how to change out the bearings that go on the blades of a lawnmower like that. It's a 42-inch deck lawnmower, and I noticed when I was out mowing the land that it was really noisy, and I suspected that one of the bearings is probably bad, or maybe both. Well, I've already got one side taken apart and I ordered the bearings, so I'm going to take the other side apart and show you how easy it is to come apart and how easy it is to put back together, and it doesn't hardly cost anything. I bought 4 bearings, it takes 4, 2 on each blade, for 15 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link down the bottom. So I'll show you how it goes back together. Come on along. So to take this deck off this lawnmower is super simple. All you have to do is pull these 2 pins out right here. Pull them out like this and turn them, and it unlatches out of these raising and lowering mounts. And then the front one's just one long rod with a cotter pin on it. You take that cotter key off, comes out, take this belt off of the drive on the bottom of the motor, because this whole thing will slide back. You take the belt off and it just slides out the side. I'll show you here in a minute when we go to put it back in how simple it really is. So the first thing, you can see I already have this side off. I needed to take it off and take the bearings apart, the hubs apart, so I can take the bearings out and see what number they were. And so we'll take this side off right here. I took a picture of how this belt went on here beforehand. I'm sure it's not too difficult to reroute, but I took a picture so I know exactly how it routes back on here. So the first thing I did was I took the blades and then you take these 4 bolts that hold it on off. And there we have this hub assembly. Now they sell these hub assemblies like this complete, but there's no reason to really change the whole thing unless you can't knock the bearings out. And when I took this apart, I could see that it'd come apart pretty easy. And this one here, I mean, it doesn't even really turn, it's so messed up. It just barely spins, so those bearings are all trashed in it. So let's go over here to the bench, I'll show you how to take it apart and put it back together. So first thing we're going to do is take this upper pulley off. Keep in mind the order that everything comes off of yours, because it might be a little bit different. So on this one I've got it like this: washer, spacer. Man, that's just horrible. No wonder it was so dang loud. Yeah, this little seal just popped off. The bearing's super dry in there. So this is the pulley side, this is the blade side. You can see the blades that I'm using right here. They match right up to that star shape. So the first thing we do, I'm going to put a nut on here. I'm going to get me a hammer and I'm going to tap it out this way. This has a shoulder or washer built on it right here, so it's got to come out this direction. Put this nut on to where it's pretty flat, and then and I'll just gently tap it down. As you can see, it comes right out. So now we have the shaft out, and what's inside of this hub right here looks just like this. Okay, so inside here you have to offset this bushing just a hair, and then you can hit on it right here to knock the bearing out. So maybe you can see that offset in there, and I'm going to hit it and I'm going to knock the bearing straight out of there. I just knock these back and forth and tap it just straight out the bottom. So here's the new bearings I've got. It came as a package of 4 from Amazon. They were PGN bearings, probably a China bearing. There were several different kinds. I figure it's so easy to change. If it goes out, I could probably just replace them. I thought I said they were 15. I think they were about $11 for 4 of them. So I think all I'll do is I'll take this and clean it up just a little bit with a wire brush. Put those bearings in it, so I'll show you how it's done. And if you look down inside of here, there's a lip right here on both sides. That lip is what keeps the bearing from going in too far, so don't worry about shoving it too far. Gotta hit it all the way down to that lip is all. And with the bearing, you don't want to drive it in like I drove it out hitting this. You want to hit on this outer part of the bearing, and we'll find a socket that fits that just right and just drive it home. That looks like that might work. Feel it when it hits, it gets firm. So we'll put this spacer in there. Alright, so remember we have the shaft, we have the spacer, we have this washer, the pulley where it's splined, the top nut, and then I think with that spacer between the 2 bearings, I can hammer this as hard as I want and it should still spin properly, so we'll find out. Look at that. Beautiful. So we'll put this other one together the same way. And I'll show you how they go back on the deck. Gotta put it back together. This just drops right down on top. 4 bolts hold it on. Now I would mention that I checked both of these pulleys. They're not great, but I didn't really want to mess with those right now. They're not bad, so I don't think that's where any noise is coming from. If they had a whole lot of slop up and down, then I would think about changing them out, and they're pretty good. I already put a nice edge on these blades, so both are nice and sharp. And it doesn't matter the direction you put these blades, they will never hit. I should say it doesn't matter what direction this way. It does make a difference whether you put this blade like this or like that. And you can see on this mulching blade, it's got these little wings that come up that hold the grass up in the deck, so it'll mulch it a little better. And I've got a cover to cover this up on this side. Okay, so now I've got this deck positioned on here. I've got the belts on these pulleys correct. And then I'm going to lower the deck height all the way down to the bottom so it's resting on the ground. Then we're going to slide the deck into position. All right, now that we have the rear of the deck mounted, we're going to pull the belt. It's going to pull on the tensioner on that deck. Pop that belt in place. And the last thing to do is to put this belt tensioner. This is what pulls this deck forward. It keeps that belt good and tight. We'll set it right there. I'm just put a little bend in it like that. Alright, now the last thing we'll do is we'll put these belt guards on both sides, and then we can go test it. And a smart man would have put these on before he put the deck on. So hey guys, that'll about do it for this episode. You see that thing as quiet as could be now. Boy, what a difference that made. It was really super easy. So really appreciate you coming by. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell down the bottom, and we'll see you next time on Steve's Restorations.